Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. The thing I don't understand is the risking your life to prove a point to other people. I am not taking the fortune that I have to be on this earth to see another shipwreck that people died on trying to explore. I don't know why these rich people be wanting to do these crazy things. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Wednesday, hump day, my third favorite day of the week. This is the day that lets us know that the weekend is on the way. I'm excited. I got a good show. Let's get into it. All right, I got two lead stories for you today. One about another billionaire that wants to go down and see the Titanic wreck. I don't know why these rich people be wanting to do these crazy things, but I'll tell you more about it. Then we got a police officer that was caught in the back seat with a woman that he was arrested with, that he had arrested earlier. Trust me, stick around. That's a great story. Then we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk about a young girl yelling at the NYPD about her mom protecting her mother. That's a great story. Then Damon Dash talks about Jay-Z and Jay-Z rapping his lifestyle. Sean Kingston facing 10 new fraud charges. And then also we're going to close out quick news with Robert De Niro coming for Donald Trump's neck. Then we got speed news. We're going to talk about Vivica A Fox, Nicki Minaj, Gunna, Alfaro Romano, Carlton for Fresh Prince lovers out there. And then we're going to close out speed news with a little bit of J-Lo update. Then we're going to jump into question of the day. And of course, we got to close out with sports news. We got to talk about last night's Game 4 Western Conference Finals. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, radio, or devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Billionaire plans to travel the shipwreck of the Titanic in a $20 million submarine. Billionaire real estate investor Larry Connor announces that he plans to travel in a submersible to the Titanic shipwreck site to confirm that it can be a safe travel. Connor plans to partner with Patrick Haley, the CEO of Trenton Submarine, to take a submersible 3,800 feet into the ocean near the historic shipwrecking site. According to WSJ, Connor stated, "I want to show people worldwide that while the ocean is extremely powerful, it can be wonderful and enjoyable and really kind of life-changing if you go about it the right way." With under a year since the implosion of the OceanGate company submersible, the Titan, Connor and Haley are determined to prove that ocean exploring can be safe amid a new voyage. Connor is no stranger to pushing the boundaries as he's traveled to space and has even flown in a fighter jet, making history for having the highest altitude low opening formation in skydiving via Guinness Book of World Records. So clearly, this guy is a thrill seeker. And while I understand the kind of people out there that like to push the limits, because we all have different things that we want to do in life. So I always try to understand things from both sides. So I understand like the thrill seeking part of it. The thing I don't understand is the risking your life to prove a point to other people. Like, this is the part that I don't get. Life is so precious. I saw something the other day on Instagram that was saying that like the chances that you have to get born are like 1 in 12 trillion. Like, you have a better chance of winning the lottery 100 times than to being born. Like, that's how lucky we are to be alive. I am not taking my God-blessed life, the fortune that I have to be on this earth, to prove to other people that it's safe to go down in a submersible, can't remember even how to pronounce it. Anyways, to go down there to see another shipwreck that is already a wreck that people died on trying to explore. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't understand the fascination people have with the Titanic. Last year or 2 years ago, whatever, the submersible that tried to go down there. So there's another bunch of dead people. Like, for the life of me, I can't understand that part. Okay, you want to go skydiving, you want to go racing, you want to do all that stuff or whatever, blah, blah. I know there's a risk of doing anything. But the fact that so many people have been in that area of the ocean and have died, it should just be left alone, if you ask me. But hey, you're a billionaire. You can do whatever you want. It is your life. As blessed and lucky as you are to have it, it is yours. So hey, do whatever you want. And the other part, I'll put a button on it after this, is that what is it going to give us? You know what I mean? Like, I understand people like going out of space or like landing on other planets or like going on the moon to like discover, is there other life forms? You know, can we live on Mars? Can we do this? Like, like if it's for the advancement of the human race or the, you know, the animal kingdom, or I am totally for it. Like, we have to make those sacrifices. I'm glad I'm not the one that is doing it, but I love it. But to be like, well, yo, I'm going to risk my life to go down into the submarine to see a submarine and to see, nah, man, I don't get that part of it. But as I said, yo, shout out to the billionaires that want to risk their life for nothing. All right, this brings us to our second lead story. A San Diego police officer resigns after he was caught in his patrol car backseat with a detained woman believed to have had sexual relationships with her due to semen being found on his belt. According to CBS 8, in August 2023, Officer Antony Hare was transporting a female detainee to a detention center after she was arrested under suspicion of car theft. During the drive, the officer and the woman had a very interesting conversation that led the woman basically to asking the officer to have sexual intercourse with her. I'm assuming that she thought that he would be able to after the fact that he would let her go. She said, "Are you single?" She said to the officer, to which he responded, "Yeah, but you're not." And she said, I'm down to have sex right now, she told him, before he interrupted her. And he said, "Don't say anything right now. Don't say that because you're being recorded right now." Moments later, the officer cut off his camera, parked his car on a residential street, and proceeded to get into the backseat with the woman. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. Listen to this. About 15 or 20 minutes later, the officer made a distress call to one of his fellow officers because he had locked himself in the back seat of the car with the woman. So if you guys know, or for those who don't know, police cars cannot open from the inside. You have to have it's not just like you can open it from the outside. There's a secret thing and a special key so that who's ever in the back seat can't escape, or somebody can't just open the door. There's like a secret code or a lock or whatever. But this guy was just so excited to be with this woman, he didn't even realize that he locked himself in his own cruiser. Hilarious. Now listen to this. So the other officer arrived around an hour later to rescue the officer, but of course he questioned why he was in the back seat with the woman in the first place. The officer claimed he went back there to help the woman with a medical emergency and ended up locking himself back there. Through investigation, neither the officer nor the woman spilled the beans about exactly what happened in the back seat, but semen was repeatedly found on the officer's belt. So some sexual pleasing definitely went down. But before the investigation could be completed, the officer resigned from the force. Wow. Anyways, oh yes, I do have a little bit of a clip. I'll try to cut it down as much as possible, but take a listen. Here it is.
Yeah. Well, you're not. Don't say that right now. No, I said don't say that right now because everything's being recorded right now.
All right, I'll put the whole thing on my Instagram channel for those who want to check it out, at Trend Out Loud. And yeah, let me know. Send me an email, trendoutloud@cfqr600.com. Comment below underneath this YouTube channel, or send me a DM at any of my socials at Trend Out Loud. Let me know what you think about this story. Let me know what you think about the cop getting caught. I mean, there's not much to think about. There's really not much to say, but I want to know what you guys think about this story. For me, it's hilarious. I love that a cop is getting caught at his own game. You're supposed to be out there protecting and abiding the citizens that are paying you and the people who you're arresting. you're there, get your little freak on. So anyways, it's fun to see that officers are actually real people, but you shouldn't be doing that stuff on the job, bruh. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, we got back-to-back police stories. A young girl goes viral for confronting NYPD police officers after her mother was accused of shoplifting. Video footage of the young girl sharing words with the NYPD officer is making rounds online. In a short clip, the child is seemingly defending her mother, who was accused of shoplifting. The little girl eventually claimed that her aunt was the one who stole the glasses, though the woman was not seen in the video. The Shade Room has learned that there is an extended version of the video, which you can view on our website. Okay, Shade Room is just trying to get us to go to your website. Anyways, I have enough of the video. Listen to this little girl. She's maybe 7 or 8 years old. Listen to her yelling at these police officers to let her mom go before she gets mad. Just take a listen.
This is my mother! Allah! Before it be a mother effing from Allah! My aunt stole glasses. It was her. Do she have a fucking white t-shirt on? No.
Yo, that's how I want my daughter to be. No, okay, I'm joking. But I like that she said a mother effing problem. Like she's like, I'm not gonna swear at the officers, I'm not gonna swear around my mama, but she is literally on the streets of New York yelling at police officers. Anyways, the video goes on, and even the mom was like, listen, I didn't steal the glasses, it wasn't me, you have the wrong person. I don't know exactly what happened to her, but anyways, it's going viral out there for this little 9-year-old girl that had the audacity to be yelling at police officers to free her mama, and I love to see it. All right, in our second quick story, Dame Dash claims that Jay-Z was rapping about his life story on the hit song Big Pimpin'. He said he was pretending to be me. Take a listen.
Listen, everything Jay said, he was pretending to be me, yes.
Ooh. So you saying he ain't telling his story, he telling your story. You saying?
Duh.
Anyways, Dame Dash is back making headlines with his recent remarks, this time regarding ex-business partner and friend Jay-Z. Okay, this article is wrong. This time? No, it's not this time. It's every time. In a recent interview on Moguls in the Making podcast, Dame made a significant statement about Jay-Z's iconic rap song from the early 2000s, Big Pimpin'. After sharing his thoughts on Kendrick Lamar and Drake's rap battle, the host brought up how Future previously shouted out Dame Dash in a song. While bringing up the hit song Big Pimpin', the host brought up how he heard Jay-Z's verse was actually about Dame Dash. And then Dame said, everything Jay said, he was pretending to be me. Dame said during the interview. The co-host then attempted to confirm, asking, so you saying he ain't telling his story, he's telling your story? To which Dame Dash replies, yeah, duh. Anyways, like I said, man, like I love Dame. Always gonna salute him for everything that he did in the hip hop industry and the rap world. I would just love to see him move on. Jay-Z has moved on. Like this guy's worth close to $2 billion, married with kids. I would just love to see Dame move on. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's got to stop. All right, this brings us to our third quick story. Sean Kingston facing 10 new fraud charges in Florida. He allegedly stole nearly $500,000 in jewelry. More trouble has come Sean Kingston's way. According to the arrest warrant issued in Broadree County, he is now facing a total of 10 charges related to theft. According to TMZ TV, authorities said Sean Kingston and his mother Janice Tuner ripped off a jeweler, stealing more than $500,000 of material, and a car dealer over a Cadillac Escalade worth $160,000. Sean also faces grand theft charges from a custom bed worth $90,000. He's being held without bail since his arrest last Thursday. So I talked about this yesterday. I said on my podcast yesterday, Sean Kingston and his mama, they really need to be quiet. You guys are in charge. His mom got let out. Get off of Instagram. There's going to be more and more charges. The more you're out there, the more you're flaunting and showing you're in and out of jail or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's how these that's when the authorities start being like, oh, really? Okay, you're active again. You're out here hyping stuff up. You're out here flaunting. All right, let's show you. And now you see the next day, Sean Kingston charged with 10 counts of fraud charges. This is just crazy, man. Y'all don't be listening to me, just like Diddy. All right, this brings us to our fourth quick story. Robert De Niro speaks at a press conference outside of Donald Trump's trial in NYC, says Donald Trump is a clown and will destroy this country if elected again. Actor Robert De Niro had a few things to say about Donald Trump during a press conference in New York City. The actor urged that Trump does not belong in New York City, citing he wants to destroy the city and the nation. The Trump campaign held a separate press conference following Robert De Niro's statements and said that De Niro is a washed up actor. That's your comeback? This guy's saying, this guy wants to destroy the city and wants to destroy the nation. And then you're like, well, he's just a washed up actor. Like, Robert De Niro is a full on legend, top 3, top 5 actor of all times in anyone's books. Like, that was the worst comeback in the history. The article also continues to say, as previously reported, Donald Trump is currently at the end of his trial in Manhattan, where he faces 34 counts of falsifying business records. Yeah, I heard that on CNN somewhere that I think the trial is going to be coming to a close. I think it's this week. I think they're going to start their closing arguments, and we'll see. I'm sure that's going to be in the headlines for a whole week, but we'll see what happens to Big Donald. Anyways, here's a clip from Robert De Niro.
Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world. A clown.
All right, this brings us to speed news. Ring my bell. Actress Vivica A. Fox, at age 60, says she is finally looking for a husband and is taking boyfriend applications. She said, I'm not getting on an app. He must be fun, loves to travel, not intimidated by who I am, and lets me spend money going shopping, open to all races. All right, I have a little clip. You can hear Vivica talk about this herself.
Are you dating?
I'm taking applications.
Oh, you know,
got a friend.
Okay.
Well, and I don't discriminate. I'm not against different nationalities. And you know that too.
Now, I am going to put a picture of Vivica Fox up that this blog put out. Shout out to Real Toronto News from Toronto. Bam, bam, bam. Now I'm not like, I understand she's 60 and she looks gorgeous, but you guys got to go to my YouTube channel and just see the side-by-side picture. Actually, a friend of mine, shout out to Mars, a friend of mine sent me this story. And she's like, yo, you got to talk about this. And I was like, wow, like Vivica looks really different. And then she wrote back and she's like, yo, both those pictures are Vivica. Like, she didn't even know that both of these pictures were Vivica A. Fox. Now, I'm not laughing at her. I'm just more laughing at the situation, at Mars just not even realizing that this was both Vivica. She just looks so drastically different. I don't want to be rude because I love Vivica Fox, man. Like, she's a full-on legend out here, but she looks very, 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 very different. So for those of you who want to see the side-by-side, just go to my YouTube channel. And shout out to Vivica for finally settling down, deciding to look for a man. I don't see anything wrong with it. Y'all know me. I'm not into this ageism stuff. At any age, as long as you're over 25, I feel like everybody should be able to do whatever they want. At 60 years old, if she decides now that, hey, I've had a career, I've done all my stuff, whatever, blah, blah, I'm ready to look for a man, there is no problem. Go and do your thing. Shout out to Vivica, and you are still looking beautiful out here, looking like a queen. Shout out to Vivica A. Fox. All right, in our second speed story, Nicki Minaj speaks out after recent arrest in Amsterdam. She said, I don't remember the last time I felt that low. While on a station, Nicki Minaj briefly discussed her experience in an Amsterdam jail following her arrest. She says the treatment she endured while in jail was inhumane and she wouldn't wish that on anybody. She also revealed that although it was reported that she was released, she was actually still in police custody. As we previously reported, Nicki was released the same day after receiving a fine. Here's a little clip from Nicki Minaj.
I don't know when was the last time I felt that much like that low. Not gonna get into it and tell you guys the joy they took in it, even while I was there.
I would just like to know how you're in jail for a day and get treated like you're inhumane, and it was so bad, the treatment that was so bad you wouldn't wish it on anybody. I would just like to hear a little bit more details. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I would just like to hear a little bit more details, because they know who they arrested. It wasn't like they didn't know that they had Nicki Minaj. So I would just like to hear. That's all I'm saying. All right, this brings us to our third speed story. I'm doing this one just for the ladies, although I hate doing this stuff, but I gotta be fair. Gunna hits the stage in Houston last night with a thirst trap and having his shirt off. The write-up says, "What is this giving?" Gunna hit the stage in Houston, giving the ladies a look at his body yaddy yaddy. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said body yaddy yaddy, and I'm talking about Gunna. Oh, Lord help me. I need a female co-host for things like this. Anyways, shout out to Gunna, man. Like, Gunna is on stage. I will say he is looking good. He does look like he's in shape. He lost a lot of weight. You know, he got a little chest, a little abs cut up and stuff. He does look good. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's hard for me to admit these things, but I got to keep it real. Gunna is looking good out here. So do your thing, homeboy. And I will put a video up alongside this so the ladies can see Gunna with his shirt off after he looks like he lost like good, like 50, 60 pounds. But anyways, okay, this is enough of this story, but let's move on. All right, this brings us to our fourth speed story. Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton from Prince of Bel-Air, looks like he has some beef with Tyler Perry. Alfonso Ribeiro responds to a social media user who suggests that Tyler Perry needs to revamp Alfonso's career. So the person tweeted out and then said, and added Tyler Perry and said, Tyler Perry needs to revamp Alfaro Romaro's career. I just know he could. Alfonso, all on his own, nobody asked him to do this, replied and said, I don't need or ever want that man to do anything for me. So the whole internet is literally buzzing like, yo, what is going on? What is the beef? For him to say, like, you know, for him to be like, I don't need or ever want. I think it's the ever want. Like, I don't ever want. And then he said that man to do anything. It's a very short sentence, but it's actually really powerful. Anyways, people are in the comment section being like, oh my gosh, Monique probably knows what's going on. Monique told you guys about Tyler Perry. We don't know, and then also other people are like, yo, he needs to go to Club Shay Shay and sit down with Shannon Sharp and spill the tea. So who knows? It's Wednesday. We'll see if by the end of the week, if there's a little bit more tea spilled. I mean, maybe it could just be that he's just, you know, he's insulted that, you know, somebody was like, hey, you need somebody else to help and resurrect your career. But I think it's probably deeper than that. And hopefully we find out the tea. All right. In our fifth and final speed story, Jennifer Lopez pending Las Vegas residency deal is reportedly on the chopping block due to bad tour and album sales. This is actually shocking to me. Jennifer Lopez can't catch a break lately. Apparently, she may be on the verge of losing a $90 million deal. It's no secret that Jennifer Lopez has been getting heat for a while now, but it seems that she is not living up to the expectations of potential business partners with her current tour and album sales being so poor. The MGM Grand has allegedly been in talks with her for a 90-date residency that was to pay her $1 million a night, but things are turning left. Executives are concerned that the demand might not just be there, and had to cancel 7 tour dates due to poor ticket sales, according to sources. Though the deal has not been formally announced, there was a bidding war behind the scenes. Deals from rival casinos from $800,000 to $900,000, but MGM Grand and Live Nations jumped in with a $1 million offer, and basically they're saying they regret it now. A source close to New York Post said MGM is watching her not doing well on the road, and they are very nervous. It's pretty rare to have a poor tour and then go to Vegas. Ouch. Yeah, that looks like it's not so good. Poor J-Lo. Yeah, she's been in the news lately. Also a lot too with her and Ben Affleck. But that movie that she put out really got like tore up. The album, people were saying like everything she's been doing lately has just been getting a lot of I don't want to say if the right word is backlash, but it was just not being very warmly received. And I don't know why. I mean, I haven't listened to her album. I mean, I do play a lot of like old school J-Lo from 2000, but yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe she needs to get back with some of these old school producers, or like call up Jermaine Dupri, call up Timberland. Like, yo, J-Lo is a treasure out here, man. We can't just let J-Lo go out like that. Although I do think $1 million a night is a little bit crazy. Like, what was Usher getting? Was Usher getting $1 million a night? That seems like a lot for the MGM Grand and Live Nation to put up. But I mean, hey, they must know what they're doing. Anyways, y'all know I like to see everybody win, man. So shout out to J-Lo. Hopefully you do keep your Vegas residency. All right, this brings us to question of the day. This is a good one because my mom's always listening to my podcast. Well, she listens to it on CFQR600.com. Shout out to mom. What's up, mom? Anyways, the question of the day is, do you guys say my mom or our mom when talking to your siblings? So for those of you who don't know, I have an older sister. And of course, we talk about my mom and my dad all the time. And all right, so somebody said, I just say mom. Another person said, I just say mom. Somebody says, I always say my dad. I'm the only person who says that. And somebody else said, if I'm pissed off, she's your mother. Somebody else said, your mom is the only correct answer. Somebody said, if I say yo mother, that means me and her are beefing right now. That's hilarious. Somebody says, I just say mom and they know who she is. Candice_82 said, it's my mom when she does something good, but when she does something annoying, it's your mom. I'm that petty. Calvin Cakes said, I just say mommy. Somebody, I don't know if you could be a big man and just call your mother mommy. That's a little bit awkward, but I don't like 8257. What kind of name is that? I don't like. Anyways, this person said, I still say mommy. Wow, okay, I just said that. All right, that's two people that call their moms mommy. Somebody else wrote, your mama, example, your mama is over here acting brand new. Somebody said, your mama. The real Candice82 said, it's actually your mom. I think she actually probably was adding her sister, though. All right, I'll read two more. Dana_Reddick said, either just mom or your mama when I use it feeling spicy. All right, hold on. This one has a Jamaican flag. Heads up _crowned authentic 82 said, if she's giving me problems, it's your mother. Your mother is not listening. Go talk to your mother right now. All right. So for me, I don't know if I've ever said to my sister, your mother. I always say mom or whatever. But I do say to my sister, your father, if I'm talking about my dad. Because I'm always like, not always, but I'm like, sometimes if I'm beefing with my dad or he does something that upsets me, like sometimes he just annoys me. And I'm just like, yo, your father is driving me up a wall right now. Or I'd be like, yo, your father did this. And she jokes about it. And my sister laughs back at it with me because then she knows like my dad and I are beefing. But my mom and I are super close. I've never, ever, ever actually said that to my sister, to my mom, because she is my mom. She's my mom first and our mom second. Anyways, shout out to mom, man. All right, this brings us to sports news, and I could finally celebrate the Minnesota Timberwolves has finally defeated the Dallas Mavericks. Jeez, man. 105-100. Look, I can't get too excited because, I mean, they're still down 3-1. We know they ain't going to come back. There's been no team ever in history that's come back from 0-3 to win a playoff game in NBA history. And as much as I love Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, yeah, we know that they're not going to come back and win. But it was still nice not to have gotten swept. And, You know what? Every time the game's on, I'm always texting my boys and stuff, or whatever. I just have to remind people, like, yo, we haven't got blown out one time, huh? Like, shout out to Dallas, they're amazing. I just want to let you know, like, we never were blown out. This has always come down to the last minute and a half. And what Minnesota did differently is they closed out. They closed out. That's it. They were making their shots. They were playing D in the last 2 or 3 minutes. That's the only difference. And everyone's talking about, oh, Karl Anthony Towns was hitting his threes, and he was definitely hitting his threes, and he was driving more than he was just taking shots. Anthony Edwards was more aggressive. Whatever that guy on Dallas was out, Livingston or whatever his name is, he was out. So that, you could look at all the stats and all this stuff as much as you want to. The thing that was different in this game is that the Wolves closed out. They were desperate. They didn't want to go home. They didn't want to get swept. They got focused and they closed out. And I think that just has to do with their age. As much as I love Anthony Edwards, you see him post-game, you see him on the court, you could tell he's still a young man. He's only 22 years old. I think once that youth kind of wears off, you'll start seeing them close out games and be more aggressive in a game 1, in a game 2, in a game 3. They took out KD, they took out Denver. Like, they went into this series with a lot of hype, a lot of adrenaline, and they were gassed up. They thought they were going to the finals. They ran into Dallas with Luka and Kyrie, more mature. Kyrie, very experienced, already a champion. And if you ask me, that's the difference in this series. That's the only difference in the series. Not taking anything away from Dallas. I just feel in 3 or 4 years from now, if you have the same matchup, I think the Wolves would, I was about to say destroy, but I definitely think they will beat Dallas in the years to come. Anyways, that's it. That is a wrap on the show for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, it was a pretty good show, actually. We covered a lot of good subjects and had a lot of good conversations. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Before I go, a little bit of housekeeping. For those of you who are watching this show right now on YouTube or listening to this on podcast platforms, please try to check me out on CFQR600.com or 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. Monday to Friday from 11 to 12, we do have the exact same Trend Out Loud podcast, but we play it and mix it in with 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. It's a really good way to listen to the podcast. It's really fun. It breaks it up, and it also helps out break up your day, gives you a little entertainment news in the middle of your day to help break up the monotony. And vice versa, if you're used to listening to this show on CFQR600.com or 600 AM in the Montreal area on your radios, and you can't always listen to the show from 11 to 12, we understand you got work, you got Zoom meetings, you got kids, you got stuff to do. We get you. Don't ever miss an episode. You could watch every episode on YouTube or listen to it on podcast platforms. Just go to your desired platform, type in Trend Out Loud, and the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload new episodes. All right, that is a wrap for me. I will see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, my second favorite day of the week, because Friday's coming up, man. Have a good rest of the day. I'll see you guys Thursday, man. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace.